Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Fallout 3, You Only Live Once. Last time, well, we completed the steel yard, but not without loss. We are down to 73 out of 540 hit points on the true health counter, and that is not good, because I was hoping for at least 200. At least bloody 200 when we went to the arena, but we are where we are. I have a plan. It's a terrible plan, but it's a plan. Let's go in and meet Phaedra for a minute first, shall we?
And what are you doing down here, slave? Don't tell me your pale ass is gonna throw down.
Actually, I'd never noticed that before. I wonder if she always says that under all circumstances. Like, if you've set your character to be a black character, does she still call you a pale ass? I'm not sure. Interesting. And, yes, what exactly goes on down here, Phaedra? I'd like to know how I'm about to die.
What, one of the boys hit you upside the head a little too hard? This is the arena. You want to fight? You tell me. I'll set it up. Then you die, and we all have a good laugh. So what do you say? Come on, we haven't had a good bloodbath in a while.
Oh, you make it sound so appealing.
It's pretty simple. When the gates open, you fight. Last one standing wins. Of course, when the gates open, the barrels drop in. So just make sure you kill the other guy before you die of radiation poisoning. You don't want to spend too much time with whatever's in those barrels.
And thank you to Phaedra there for also clarifying on another point of the arena, which is, we're going to be in a small enclosed arena where there is going to be, well, there's going to be multiple rounds. Sometimes there'll be multiple enemies, sometimes there'll just be one very tough enemy in the arena with you. But, aside from it being a small arena with people who want to kill you, there will also be radioactive barrels dropped from above. Very radioactive barrels, like, you know, way worse than just like the normal barrels you find out on the road in the capital wasteland. These will make your rads go up very, very quickly. And who exactly am I going to be fighting first, Phaedra?
We're going to throw you in there with a bunch of the other scabs who think they've got what it takes. You're all going to fight it out, and the last one standing gets to move on.
Now, as some of you reminded me, of course, I specifically took endurance up to 10 and then took the endurance bobblehead because my understanding of how this game calculates is basically now it's saying that my endurance is 10 plus 1, but capped at 10. Meaning that if I were to pick up minor radiation poisoning at RADS 200, and I'm at 131 at the moment, then that would mean that the game would say that my endurance was 10 plus 1 minus 1, so I wouldn't take the 20 hit points penalty. But I'm going to let the game be the adjudicator of that. I've never tested that. That's just my understanding of how the game mechanics actually work. So, we'll see. If my maximum health in the game and my endurance, the game says it's dropped by 1, I will honour that and reduce my maximum hit points by 1. I'm almost certain we will gain enough rads to hit minor radiation sickness during these fights, and as a result of that, yeah, pretty much actually we're really at about 53 out of 540, putting us in effect below 10% health. Dear oh dear. Anyway, the one advantage we do have is she provides us with some supplies. Obviously you can see there's a couple of doses of Radex there, which is great. As well as anything useful on there? No, that's just kind of empty syringe. That's just for flavour. If you haven't gained any good weapons yet, or not many, these are crappy weapons. But I guess they might be enough if you were using stim packs and like Radaway and stuff. Those would probably be enough to win the first fight, even on the hardest difficulties. It would just be a lot more challenging. So let's talk about the plan that I've got here, because I do indeed have a plan. You may recall, of course, last time I picked up the Metal Blaster, which is, well, as someone pointed down in the comments, it is in some ways kind of like Righteous Authority. It looks a bit like that, and it is indeed incredibly powerful, this beautiful laser shotgun that we've got. And this is powerful. And my original plan was, when I had lots of hit points, simply run in and shotgun people at point-blank range. You cannot use, or rather you should not, use VATS while using the Metal Blaster. The reason is, as I learnt to my detriment when I got bitten by that dog on the way to Tenpenny Tower way back, VATS and shotgun does not mix very well, because typically, like, the game doesn't calculate the way all the pellets work properly. Sometimes only a single pellet finds its marks, but does way less damage than it ought to do. Shotguns, you should be aiming manually to get the most benefit out of them. So you need to run in and just kind of blast, and then just basically hope that I was, you know, fast enough to hit them. They're generally not the most alert people, so I might have been able to pull it off, because this weapon is going to be vastly superior to what my enemies had. And you know what? I'd got some pretty good armor, all things considered. It might have worked. Except I've realised one, of course, very unfortunate thing, which is that can't be the plan anymore. I don't have enough health to pull it off. So I've had to create a new plan, and the plan is a terrible plan. The plan now is, I now need to use this shotgun as if it was a sniper rifle. I have to snipe them before they see me with a shotgun in a small enclosed arena. And my best chance of doing that is to be as stealthy as possible. And that means, you know, this lovely armor that I specifically kind of went and got? We're going to be taking that off now. That armor's going to be coming off because that armor weighs 15 and armor weight determines likelihood of being spotted. Instead, I'm moving over to the Labourer outfit, which is only weight 2, but gives me +1 strength, +1 endurance, both of those broadly not actually that useful. Though, +1 endurance I think gives you a very slight... Is that an increase in rad resistance? Hang on. No, it doesn't look like it. I think I'm getting confused between Fallout 3 and Fallout 4's mechanics there, because it doesn't seem to increase my my rad resistance at all. So I'm artificially lowering my damage resistance, because at this point I think it doesn't matter. If I get shot, I'm pretty much doomed anyway. I just need to get not spotted. So, Labourer outfit, but keeping the filtration helmet on for the rad resistance. So yes, I'm deliberately underdressing. Yeah, this is what I'm wearing into the Arena of Death when I've only got 73 hit points. It's going to be fine. Now you may be thinking, but John, wasn't the whole point of the Metal Master armor that it gave you a little bit of an increase to your energy weapon, which makes the Metal Blaster just a little bit more powerful? Indeed it is, but luckily I've got a solution to that, and it's the solution I have to many things. Well, after I've tried mines, of course. And that solution is drugs, because I have an extremely limited amount of drugs, but I have picked up at least one of each. So I've got Med-X for +25 damage resistance, which is much better in Fallout 3 than Fallout 4, because it's a straight percentage damage reduction calculation. So that can get my damage reduction up to a much better level. 1 dose of Mentats. The reason I want that is because right now, without the Metal Master armor on, my energy weapons is 95. But when I take those Mentats for +5 perception, energy weapons is a function of perception, that'll get that up a little bit too. Psycho, +25% damage, obviously, and Rad-X to get my rad resistance up. I simply take every single one of these, and then I need to try and complete all 3 fights before any of them actually wear off. I should also mention, of course, there is a compulsory rad scrub between each fight. I'll be manually keeping track of rads to make sure that doesn't happen. So, it's time, ladies and gentlemen. My terrible, terrible plan of going in with no armor and hoping I don't get spotted is now the plan. So now, we simply do the drugs. Med-X, Mentats, Psycho, Rad-X. I don't think Rad-X stacks at all. And you'll see there that now my energy weapons has been artificially boosted up to 100. And luckily, I haven't picked up an addiction there. Right, we need to get in and do this now. Let's do it. So the plan is simple. Hide at the very, very back. I'm not allowed to have my weapons out yet, but I haven't been spotted. The enemy do not know where I am. I've got eyes on one of them. In a second, the barrels will come down, the rads will start, but I've got Rad-X up. It shouldn't be too bad. Then I've just got to snipe everyone quickly. Oh, you see, dead. No, there's another one. Dead. Oh. And then you're dead. One more. Oh! And come on, come on! Are we done? Are we done? Alright, good. Okay, 151 rads. That means I've taken 20 rads from this fight. You can see how quickly it stacks. Now I need to get out of here, and I'll make a manual note that that's 151, because I will get a scrub in a second. Let's go. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, that Psycho obviously helped a lot. I can basically one-shot people if they don't see me. And back to Phaedra.
Wow. Impressive, Slave. Those were some of the toughest scabs around here. You've got some fight in you, it seems. But I wouldn't get too excited. I'm sure Asher's got something special planned for your next fight. Here's something for the rads. Enjoy it while you can. Come back when you're ready for your next fight.
Alright, straight into the next... No, don't do that. Straight into the next fight as quickly as possible. We need these drugs to not wear off. I've only got one of each. Ready indeed. And indeed, who am I going to be fighting? It's going to be the Bear Brothers. These guys are not so bad. One's got a flamer, one's got, I think it's actually a melee weapon of some description. So, none of them have particularly good guns. Halfway to Trog, I'm sure I'll be fine. Let's do this. We need to get back in there right now. Back into hidden, and go. Okay, I can see them already. I've got eyes on them. That's the one with the flamer. I am hidden. As soon as it lets me get my gun out, I'm already lined up the shot at him. Come on. Okay, he's dead. And you do not see me properly. Beautiful. Alright, nice and simple. Okay, now, hang on. Rads. 26 more rads, because you notice there my rad total is indeed at 26. So I'm going to have to add 26 onto that 151, but I'll do the calculation later. Let's get out of here now. Come on. Come on. No, the fight's over. Let me out. The fight is... Okay. You utter bastards. That actually went up a tiny bit there before it let me out of the arena. It was actually at 32. So, we're at 32 rads. Right, forward. Back to Phaedra. Phaedra.
Not bad, Grinder, not bad. The Bear Brothers were some pretty mean sons of bitches.
Oh, I'm sure they were.
One more fight and you're free. But I wouldn't plan on making it through the next one.
Neither would I. The next guy's got the infiltrator gun. If he actually opens fire on me, I'm pretty much dead because he's utterly vicious. No, we're ready to go. Come on.
Back for more, huh?
I am indeed. I'm ready to die.
This'll be your last fight, Scab. One more and I don't get to call you that anymore. You ready?
Not in the slightest, but let's do it anyway. Tell me who I'm fighting.
You're going up against Gruber. He's one of the only slaves to win in the hole. But unfortunately for you, he's got a pretty decent gun.
He's got an amazing gun. He's got one of the best guns in this area. I know, by the way, I've been ignoring the loot I could get off these guys. I don't think any of it's as good as the metal blaster. Let's do it. Right. In. Crouched. Wish me luck. Okay. Right at the back. Nice and hidden. I can see where he is. I think I've got a pretty clean shot at him. Just got to... Yeah, I think that probably should be a headshot. Just got it at the moment this begins. He hasn't seen me yet, which means he'll hold still, meaning I can get that shot in. And... Come on. Yes! Oh, yes! Okay! Perk, I've also gained radiation. Oh, thank God it worked. The stupid plan to take off all my armor and do all of this without ever being seen actually bloody worked. Okay, good. Hang on. I need to wait for the fight to be officially over. 29 rads. Okay, 29 rads I'm at the moment. Let's see if it lets me out of the hole. Come on. No, yes! Okay, I was allowed to leave the hole immediately afterwards. Fine. Oh, flipping hell, thank God. I know I've just ignored his weapon and his gear, by the way. It's not worth it. It's not worth it in the slightest.
Well now, aren't you quite the scrapper? Congratulations. You've done well. Asher wishes to see you. The guards will be told to allow you to pass.
And with that... We've hit level 22. We're alive. Oh, that had me terrified. Alright, now, the next most important thing I can do is... Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Okay, next most important thing I can do is get science up to 90. Actually, getting science up to 90 is pretty bloody important for something that's coming up in the very near future. Now, the rest can push energy weapons up to 100, and then lockpick up to 77, which is actually works really, really nicely for me. Yeah, that's pretty much perfect, in fact. That's 77's ideal, because obviously 23 skill points per level is what I get, so 77 means I can get that up to 100 anytime I want at the next level, so that's good. Right, 22 perk. I'm trying to figure out what's actually bloody left. There's actually only really one perk that does much to increase my damage at this point, to be honest, and that is Robotics Expert. And indeed, that's convenient because in Broken Steel, there will be some more robots yet. So, yeah, this is probably worth doing. Also, Robotics Expert actually has some fun stuff people don't often know about, so this is worth actually taking at this point. Level 22, Robotics Expert. Oh, my goodness. Okay. That's done, and we've leveled up. Now that brings us to 83 out of 550 on the true health counter. Or does it? Because, of course, we have one other thing that we now need to calculate, which is all of those lovely rads. Because though my rad counter says 0, having gained 151 rads in the first place, and then in the subsequent fights having gained 32 and then 29, my rad total should actually be at 212. So what I'm now going to do, first up, is I'm now going to go and give myself 212 rads. Very easy to do, because obviously I can literally go and stand on the very edge of the actual pit here. You can get rads just by standing on top of the pit, because you're kind of close by to the barrels. Lovely. So I'm not going to go and stand here. This might actually take a while. You know what? I'm just going to quickly go and make a cup of tea. I'll join you back here in a few minutes, and we'll see what happens to the in-game health counter. I have, of course, realised halfway through that standing on top of this thing while trying to get myself irradiated while wearing the filtration helmet is a very stupid idea. So I've just taken off all my clothes and stood the closest that Fallout 3 allows you to naked on top of the radiation barrels instead. The other slaves are probably just looking at me thinking, well, there's another one that's just bloody lost it. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, here comes minor radiation sickness. Should be any second we'll hit 200. And your radiation level has increased indeed. So that's 200. Almost there, just need to get ourselves up to 212. Okay, that's 212. Now to figure out what the hell the game has to say about it. Am I currently Endurance 10, in which case I understand how this game works correctly, or Endurance 9, and thus 530? And it says 550, even though it says right there, Endurance -1, regardless. Okay, the game is now confusing me a little bit. Now the game is saying that my Endurance is 9. And that my endurance has gone down 1, and indeed, if you look at the effects there, I have minor radiation poison, -1 endurance. -1 endurance should knock 20 hit points off the max health. Yet it has not. You can clearly see at the top there that my hit points are indeed still listed as, 502 out of 550. That's, sorry, the in-game health counter, of course, which is not consistent with the true health counter. So, as a result of that, I've got to assume that, my understanding was actually correct, because the in-game health counter has got to be, ultimately, what I use as my final adjudicator. I'm not going to deliberately lower my max health below what the game is actually telling me it is. So what I'm guessing is going on here is, while the game actually says in its special that your endurance is 9, what it actually means is 9, but being boosted by 1 by the bobblehead, so actually, you're still effectively at 10. Well, it says 550 hit points, so I am going to trust it, therefore. Also, I should probably put some armor back on at some point. And the other thing I should go and do is I should go and get all my beloved gear. Because, of course, as many of you will be very well aware, this is the point where I get all my beautiful, beautiful stuff back. I may not actually have enough space to take all of it. I may need to kind of put some of this stuff away in the locker. Let's see how we're doing for capacity and space. Oh yeah, I'm not even going to be bloody close. Right, hang on. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back to being hidden. Everything in the world is right again. I can now flipping move around while stealthed up. I don't even need to. On this particular occasion, all of a sudden now there is just a ghoul in a head wrap and some sexy, sexy skin-tight armor running through this factory, and everyone's going to be a-okay with it. Alright, we are done. We are done with the arena. But of course, the small problem is, ladies and gentlemen, if I now went straight onto Uptown and did the rest of the pit, then the video would be long enough that everyone would know that I'd survived the arena, because of course, you know, the arena is quite a short section, so if this video goes on a long time, it will be blatantly obvious to everyone that I've survived, and there will be no tension. So, I'm going to call this a part right here. And this is going to be a double bill Sunday. The remainder of the pit... The remainder of the pit will come out 2 hours after this video has come out. So, I apologise for trolling you all. And you'll also notice I've decided to do this little outro on the Fallout 3 intro screen as well. Just to make sure that when the people come in, see the short video, panic and try and cut to the end to spoil themselves and make sure that I'm fine, they'll see the beginning screen of the game and they'll panic thinking the run's over. I'm sorry, I'm evil sometimes. But I want to make this tense, damn it. Alright, so, coming up in a couple of hours, we've got the remainder of the pit. The remainder of the pit is much safer than the arena, but it is not perfectly safe for reasons I will go into. We'll go into the rest of the pit in a couple of hours' time, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Double Bill Sunday. So, see you very shortly. In the meantime, I've been John. This has been many a true nerd. This has been Fallout 3. You only live once. Thank you very much, and goodbye. And once he's nice and high, Caden, if you'd be so kind, and off he goes into space. Oh, you exploded. That's a shame. Yeah, you're going straight in. I don't... Oh! Yeah! Oh, that was a good one. Salute. Thank you.